what's going on here. This dude has a fit about something. And then flips off a ballot and then crumples it up. That's not voter fraud. I don't know what is.
I'm not big into sharing my politic views on this app, but I am big into doing things fair. But can you explain to me why the deputy clerk of Nutley, New Jersey, let's call her Karen, instead of bringing these boxes sealed to the Board of Elections in Newark, New Jersey, brought them back to the municipal building and opened them up and started going through them? This is not what should have happened. These boxes should have been sealed and brought directly to the Board of Elections in Newark, New Jersey. Please share this to show that there is something wrong here.
We able to get that 50% plus one threshold that Georgia requires in order to win the election outright. We also knew that Democrats had coalesced around Raphael Warnock, but we did not know what the second candidate would be, because the Republican candidates were divided. In fact, there was a bitter fight going on between Kelly Loeffler and Doug Collins.
During lunch.
I got you.
So
Okay.
we'll
All
see.
right. And what have you seen?
I've seen ballots that don't belong to anybody. They don't show up in the voter registration. There's no name attached to them.
And what are they doing with those ballots?
I'm challenging them, and
Okay.
they're supposed to put them in a box to be then re-evaluated. But then multiple ballots that have several different numbers. One person with different numbers. We have whole lists of them. We're writing everything down all day long.
So are they improperly filled out and you're looking to disqualify them?
Yes. If they're improperly filled out, if they have no name, if they don't have a home, or if the person was born in 1921 but registered to vote in 1900, that kind of doesn't make sense.
So, but that's not on the ballot. When you vote, your ballot is just the balls and what you have on there. What are you seeing? Are you seeing people's registration forms?
Yes, we are.
So on the tables, you have the ballot, and then you are able to see next to them
on a computer screen.
On a computer screen, whose ballot that is.
Sometimes the ballot itself has no name, but the ballot is filled out.
Okay.
And then if we go into the registration file, we find the person that has been was born in 1921, and it's just there's a lot that's not right.
What's wrong with being born in 1921?
But registering to vote in 1900, 21 years before you're born.
But you can step up and go right there.
Okay, thank you. Hi, my name is Jill Stokey. I went to vote. It was told I already voted. I pursued the matter, and in years past, I always voted in person. This time, they mailed out the ballot, and somebody took my ballot. They also took the ballot of my roommate. I was told by the interviewer from Channel 8, when I said, did other people do this? He said, yes. He said, you're the first double. Thank you.
Ms. Stokey, will you spell your name for us, please?
S is in Sam, T is in Tom, O-K-K-E.
Good morning. I'm Chris Padone. I'm going to give my account what happened. I was here, actually been here for quite a bit, and was here with members of the Trump campaign and came in a media capacity to obtain content information on election night, and unfortunately was stereotyped in that regard, and you can take for that what you may, and was not able to obtain any type of access by any means, and got a little bit, I guess you can say assertive or aggressive is the word, so to speak, and the question was asked at 1:30 in the morning, why are you here? And our response was, well, it's election night. That's why we're here, and you guys are obviously counting ballots. And it was unique because they said they had an hour and a half left of counting to do, and an official came out who was kind and asked us to sign documents, and a few moments later we were asked to leave. Well, I find it ironic we were asked to leave within 10 to 12 minutes when they said they had an hour and a half of counting left to do, and clearly that was an attack I think on any type of conservative media or any individual or entity that wanted to have access and cover. And we find it very unique that other outlets are able to have full access, but we were not given any type of access whatsoever. And they question the validity of my background, or any type of media, any type of experience whatsoever. So that was my personal account, and that's it.
Tell us where you work.
I work in the Traverse City Post Office, more specifically the Barlow branch.
Your boss told you and your colleagues something that shocked you this morning. What was it?
We were issued a directive this morning to collect any ballots we find in mailboxes, collection boxes, just outgoing mail in general, separate them at the end of the day so that they could hand stamp them with the previous day's date. Today is November 4th, for clarification.
Who is your boss, and what is his title?
Jonathan would be a direct supervisor, yes. As of right now, he is the opening supervisor for the Barlow branch post office. So and this is anecdotal, carrier down in another office said they watched the postmaster doing it. If it were just a typical day, it would be clerks doing it up at the distribution center.
So 8 p.m. election day, November 3rd. The Court of Appeals ruled ballots have to be received by that time. And what were you told?
To separate them today so they could mark them with yesterday's date and send them through the express system to wherever they needed to go.
This appears to be an attempt to circumvent Michigan law and allow late votes. And you said there was a hamper where letter carriers were supposed to leave their ballots. Where are the ballots now?
They were putting them into express bags to go to the distribution center. In regards to a hamper, there was a standard hamper that all letter mail is supposed to go to, and they had a tub next to it that we were supposed to put any ballots collected today into. Yes.
What made you come forward?
That's sketchy. I don't like sketchy. It screams corruption. Also, knowing the post office's leanings politically, it didn't seem quite right.
What is your message to other postal workers who see things like this?
Report it. Report it. How are we supposed to have any integrity in this country if we are just going to let things slide based on a scaling issue?
Are you afraid of retaliation against you?
I've had whistleblower policies backfire on me in the past, so yes.
We'll have to reach out to Jonathan Clark for comment. Hey, is this Jonathan?
Yes.
Hey, I'm a reporter with Project Veritas, James O'Keefe here, and I have information that you guys have been stamping ballots with the previous date, November 3rd. He just hung up the phone on me. He just hung up the phone on me.
The ASU Polytech earlier, that like 4 different polling places were doing Sharpies, all in like between Queen Creek and like the edge of Gilbert.
Yep, and those ones are not being counted.
Yeah.
They're invalid.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
like I have proof.
So they're invalidating votes, is what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Like that's how I feel a picture of my ballot. And then there was a guy that directly came out and yelled at me 3 times. They both came out.
Oh no, they called the sheriffs and said that and told us to stop handing out the ballpoint pens. In which case, those are the only ones that are actually being counted and validated.
I used your pen and then I sent it back to you and I said, give this to somebody.
Yes. And so we know that, and we've been telling them you need to use a ballpoint pen, not the Sharpie, and now those are getting invalidated.
Yeah.
So people are coming here to vote for Donald Trump, and those votes are all getting invalidated. That's what's going on. There we go.
Looks like one of those lock boxes. I wish I could tell. Where does this little guy come from so late at night? I think all the polling places were closed. And yet we have a box.
it seemed like they were stopping voting to this morning. Everybody's going to regroup in the morning. That's, I think, what you believed also. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no other way to put it. We were told, too, by officials in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, that was it for tomorrow, and that was the word. So, operative word being tomorrow in the AM. And what happened, because, I said, I'm not gonna pack it in yet. I want to see what happens in the wee hours of the morning. About 4 a.m. hit. And at 4 a.m., that's when Milwaukee started to dump. Listen, here's what's important. There are precincts that are going to come in much stronger for Joe Biden than other areas. But the story of the night was that he just didn't hit his turnout marks everywhere. That's why the victory for President Trump looked bigger in these states than it did in 2016, where it was constantly a fight back and forth. And in some of these urban areas, they were holding and holding and holding, waiting for Kenosha. How many more ballots do we have for Joe Biden in Kenosha? And it's, just was miraculously the right number of ballots, turnout being disproportionately high, 95% going to Joe Biden. It was number counting. I mean, there's really, and if it wasn't, then why were we doing this at 4 a.m.? And then we saw them move on to Michigan. And now, by the way, as you were talking to Mayor Giuliani, they're getting Pennsylvania within striking distance with the Southeast. And then Philadelphia is going to drop the remaining 250 they're going to try to get him within the 250 line. They'll make almost all those ballots will be for Biden. That'll pull Trump below 20% in Philadelphia, and they're going to try to put Biden over the top like that. And I believe this is in motion.
But the Sharpie, and then also, who's checking the mail-in votes? Democrats are checking them. Democrats are checking. Count them votes. Only Democrats.